Okay, this topic is actually microstructures in steel. Right? See, steel is an alloy of iron and carbon. So you can consider steel is a system containing two components, iron and carbon. Right? And iron is an element which shows different allotropic transformations. That means if you take the steel from room temperature to a high temperature, you will get different crystal structures. At room temperature BCC iron, at high temperature it is again BCC, but intermediate temperature it is FCC. Right? So the crystal structure is changing. So steel is, that's why very interesting. Okay, so steel can have various microstructures. I am writing here. So first microstructure, but I am writing austenite. Austenite is always a parent phase. Parent phase means, suppose you take the steel to a temperature of 1000 degrees centigrade. So we will have austenite, only grain and grain boundary of austenite. But the moment you cool it to the room temperature, that austenite can transform into some other phase, or the microstructure will change. So initial microstructure is austenite, final microstructure will be different. It may be perlite, it may be simply ferrite, it may be martensite, it may be benite, right? Or it may be combination of ferrite and cementite kind of thing, right? So here our aim is to, I'll show you different microstructures, how it will looks like under microscope. It may be optical microscope, it may be electron microscope. So austenite. So suppose how to show an austenite. I am drawing the diagram like this. One of the easy way to draw it like this. You can make this kind of thing. Then you join it. Done. So these are grains, these are grain boundaries. That's all. So this is, you can show like this gamma. It is okay. This is a very simple way to draw it. But in the real situation, these are not straight lines actually. Grains boundaries are not straight. So you can show like this. So this is the easy way to draw it. This is a cartoon diagram. But in the real situation, it will be like this maybe. You will be having this kind of thing. Big grains. Austenite is a high temperature phase, so the grain are also bigger. So big grains, and only grain and grain boundary. Why? Because austenite is a single phase. This is a single phase. Single phase always have grain and grain boundary. No, nothing else will be there. Under a microscope, can able to see only grain boundaries. Suppose this austenite becomes ferrite. Now how the ferrite looks like? So ferrite also looks like this. Same, you can draw it. You can have this one. You draw like a structure like this. You draw a small structure. A small one. And you can do what? You can draw another one, for example. You can join them. So what I can able to see, same grain and grain boundaries, but the grain size is smaller. Why? Ferrite is a low temperature phase, so grain are smaller size. But austenite is a bigger high temperature phase, so grains are bigger. You can simply, otherwise you can show like this. Just grain and grain boundaries, fine. But small grain, small grain, so grain boundaries, okay, fine. So now I have suppose austenite ferrite, and suppose I want to show you benite. See, benite actually we cannot able to see benite easily under optical microscope. Why? In optical microscope we are using optical light, normal light, which have very high wavelength, like 400 nanometer to 700 nanometer. The wavelength is more. We cannot resolve the benite easily. Benite is a mixture of phase. It is not a single phase, you have to remember. Why? It has what? Alpha and or alpha plus carbide. It is okay. So alpha is one phase, cementite is another phase. So this is a mixture of phase. Some may ask what is a benite. So just tell him, tell her, benite is a mixture of phase. It consists of ferrite and cementite. Okay, or ferrite and carbide. Cementite is the carbide. So how it will look like? It will look like under a microscope like this. So we can have benite are two types actually. One is upper and one is lower. And another point you have to remember, benites in textbooks they have written like benites are feathery shaped, benites are needle shaped. Those statements are actually not right. Those statements are actually not right. Actually, benites are actually plate shaped, plate like this. This is a plate. In one end it is thinner, in this one it is somewhat wider. Plate shape. So I will show you. I have told this is alpha and cementite. So we will have in upper benite we will have like this plates. This is one plate. This is another plate. I am showing three plates only. These plates are actually what? Alpha. So this is a plate of alpha. It is okay. What about cementite? Cementite will precipitate in between these two. In between these two plate of ferrite. Like this. This carbide will precipitate here. And like a sandwich. These are plates. This is a sandwich kind of thing. So what about lower benite? Lower benite is like this, but there is some change. That actually depends upon the precipitation of Fe3C. I'll show you. So I will have plates again. This is one plate. This is another plate. This is another plate. So what are these? This is a plate of ferrite. I told you. So this is alpha. Okay, I'm writing here. This is alpha. This is alpha. This is alpha plates. Now, in upper benite, the cementite has precipitated in between the plate of ferrite. But here, same thing happened. But just look at this. But what is this? Some cementite precipitates inside the plate, right? It is okay. So precipitation of cementite is happen in between the plate and inside the plate of ferrite. But here only in between the ferrite plate. Right? And this one is somewhat finer. This one is somewhat coarser. So that's why lower benite is very strong as compared to upper benite. Why this is finer? But this is coarser. But benite, the interesting point about benite is if the steel content benite, you have good strength, you have good toughness, because it will provide some ductility also. Right? So this is the phase which will provide you very good toughness. If somebody will ask, suppose you are working in a steel plant and somebody will ask, can you tell me how I can increase the toughness of the steel? Can you suggest me some best method? So just tell him, we can convert our initial microstructure into benite microstructure. Done. If benite microstructure will be there, it will show you very good toughness. Another way is what? You can go for grain refinement. You can convert your coarser grain into finer grain. So these are the two best way to get high toughness in the steel. Either you make fine grain out of coarse grain, or you can do what? You can change the initial microstructure into benite microstructure. And lower benite is good. It is finer as compared to this one. Is okay? Similarly, if somebody will ask, then martensite. Martensite is not easily visible. It is more finer. More finer. So it will be like, suppose it will be like lenticular shapes. Lenticular shapes. Suppose this is one grain boundary. So this will be like lenticular shapes. Maybe some go like this, some go like this. These are plates actually. But in the books it is written these are needle shape. Actually not needles. These are plate actually. This kind of plates. And if you want to know the strength or hardness, then the order will be martensite is the maximum. Martensite has maximum hardness. Then benite, hardness and strength. Then suppose I have ferrite. This is the order of strength and hardness. If perlite will be there, then after benite we have perlite. We can have like martensite first, maximum hardness, then benite comes, then comes perlite, then comes ferrite. It is okay? This is the order. Strength and hardness. Ductility is just opposite. Ductility, if you go in this direction, ductility is increasing. Right? Maximum ductility is of ferrite, then perlite, then martensite. And if you compare these two, benite, first lower benite comes, then upper benite comes. Okay, you can stop.